Well boys, here we are again with another video, and in case you haven't heard about this individual, they're a pretty popular Friday Night Funkin' modder by the name of Kodomadachi, but for the rest of the video I'll just be calling them Kodo. They were responsible for the Candyman mod, the OVA Sonic mod, and the Maid Neko Pico mod, and as you likely know, Friday Night Funkin' is basically 2021's indie game that attracts so many children despite it not really being a kid's game, and like the Undertales, the FNAFs, and the Cupheads before it, it is infested with, you know, literal children. However, I do want to address right out of the gate that they have apologized to the victim and their parents, and the actual dating allegedly only lasted a few hours, but Kodo was still on the same server as the victim. They did use the phrase cut contact, which could mean blocked, but either way, I wrote this entire script like 3 times because they kept making community posts, so forgive me if this video is still a little messy, but I do want to continue with making it because I still find the fact that they defended being romantically involved with a 13-year-old, or the fact that it happened in the first place, troubling, and also to kind of use what happened here as general advice for the masses, as well as just document what happened to the best of my ability. They had admitted they need help and plan on seeking such, and I support them in that. And as always, don't go out of your way to harass or bother anyone mentioned here, so keep that in mind, and without further ado, let's just dive right into the topic at hand. As the intro suggested, it came out a little while back that Kodomadachi was caught dating a 13-year-old, and they defended that choice with a disturbing amount of passion with a few really long community posts that I will get into later. But for now, let's just get right off the bat with these screenshots here from a Discord conversation, namely the part here that reads, "Quit your bullshit, Kodo, and realize you are dating a child," to which Kodo responds with, "So what?" I mean, I don't even know what to say there, which doesn't happen much, seeing as I, tend to be very long-winded when it comes to this kind of stuff. The fact that that was their immediate response to being told they were dating a child at the age of 18 just doesn't quite sit right with me. Like, you're an adult, either already in or starting college soon, and the person you're dating is either still in or just got out of middle school, and I feel like the idea of being romantically involved with someone under those circumstances wouldn't be incredibly enticing. But anyways, moving on to the next screenshot, Kodo continues to have defended themselves, and I know this is a fairly long message, but there is a lot to unpack here, and I feel like abridging it will lessen the impact a little, so yeah, here we go. You can pause to read this part because for the sake of time, I'll just be omitting some lines I don't really have any comment on. I want to focus on this one specific screenshot because I feel like it gives a lot of insight as to what the dynamics were like in this relationship and the lengths they went to try to defend themselves, and it goes as follows. Anyways, the person I'm trying to date has absolute consent about it, and we both searched for legal terms, and in his country, the age of consent for adult activity is 18, but it is not illegal to date without adult activity. Just interjecting my own opinion here real quick. If you have to research the legality of your age gap relationship, that's a bit of a red flag. Maybe you shouldn't be entering that relationship. Just a little bit of friendly advice from me there. But resuming, Kodo goes on to say this: "I have no desire for that, and everyone's saying that I'm just dating a child and that they aren't saying what I could possibly do to this child. I take the full responsibility and delicacy to help this child develop in life like a big sister or parent along with his parents, but if his parents aren't being a good enough example, I will be, and I will make him learn that a healthy relationship is a good friendship, and it's not about intercourse and stuff, it's about human values, rights, and stories. I am demisexual and I guess asexual, but I would never take advantage of him, and neither let him take advantage of myself." I am curious to know how a 13-year-old kid could take advantage of you, Kodo. Just genuinely wondering how you could have thought that, but moving on. "As far as I have learned about him, he's going through a mysterious past that he can't remember, and so far I'm being their only cope, and I want to help them resolve their past too, even if they don't know it yet. And first of all, the fact that this person seemingly has a lot of trauma that they need to work through kind of makes them very vulnerable, and paired with their age they're at, can be easily taken advantage of. This is made worse by the fact that Kodo continued to refer to the person they're dating as a child in this paragraph, and it all just makes me feel very weirded out, other people as well, which is why they got called out so hard when these messages were leaked, especially when they go on have this weird rant about how they'll protect this child as a guiding role model, a parental figure if need be, and they'll help them learn about healthy relationships. It's just off-putting to me. General advice, you really shouldn't have to do that in a normal relationship. You should not have to be a mother or a father or, a parent to your partner. It's just kind of messed up. The power dynamic here with Kodomadachi not only being an adult with an obvious hold over this kid, but a huge YouTuber and figure in a large community is very apparent here, and they even said that this child provides them comfort and support. Like, that's not exactly how it's supposed to work. It should never be a child's responsibility to feel like they have to provide comfort to someone so much older than them, And, you know, 18-year-olds really shouldn't be looking to 13-year-olds for support or comfort, maybe someone their own age, someone older. It's kind of weird, and it's disturbing how they defended the idea of them being in a romantic relationship so vehemently, because later on they do state that they had confused feelings of brotherly/sisterly love for romantic ones, which you can take with that what you will, but I'm more concerned about the fact that they had been cool with just defending themselves being romantic partners with a child for, you know, for a stretch of time. It's like it's a little bit worrying. Anyways, on to the community post. Alright, so they do address this in 2 fairly long community posts, and because I don't want this video to be like half an hour long, I'll only be reading select bits that I want to respond to, but I'll have the full post on screen so you can read the whole thing for yourself. The first one, posted 4 days ago at the time of recording this, basically amounts to Kodo deleting past community posts, acknowledging that they were shitty, and saying it's because they don't want to cause any more drama, going on to admit that they were in a relationship with a 13-year-old at the age of 18, saying it was born of naivety, which I don't know how you haven't gotten the memo that type of stuff isn't okay yet, but I guess that's just me. Moving on, they actually do say that they need to seek help and plan on doing so, which I guess good on you for admitting that much, and, you know, hopefully you do pursue that. And that's about it for the meaningful stuff from the first one, but a day later they posted this, saying that they do feel really guilty, that they're trying to take a break, but they are trying to argue that their relationship was healthy, likely to try and justify their actions and, you know, lessen the guilt for themselves a bit, and went on to say this. However, this guilt is excessive. I, as a Brazilian who is still learning English, figured out yesterday what grooming means, and I feel rather disgusted and uncomfortable. Pedophilia is a law and a disorder. This disorder, it would affect my life to an extreme. If I had it, I wouldn't be here. I would have been stuck with a therapist instead. What I do is a mistake, and you guys are just repeating yourselves like a broken record. If you all were to be parents, your kids would already be depressed over a mistake. Please don't do that to anyone, no matter how strong the guilt must be, because we all did something wrong in life, and it would be hypocrisy to blame others but not yourself. First of all, the reason people were repeating themselves was because it was very, very clear to them that you would not listen, specifically with that first screenshot that was leaked, where you responded to someone saying you're dating a child with so what. That doesn't exactly scream, I'm open for a conversation here. So yeah, that's kind of why everyone was saying that so much. But anyways, I find it kind of weird that at the age of 18 you only accidentally started dating a 13-year-old, then you went on a tirade about how it was okay and legal and you were only acting as a parental figure, and then you went on to insinuate that everyone calling you out for that would be bad parents somehow. I really do not know what kind of leap you have to make to try and assume that people calling you out over dating a 13-year-old when you're 18 is equivalent to making a child feel guilty over a simple mistake. But okay, I guess. Another part that really puts me off is that they're trying to equate being called out on this type of shit to any of the other things people have done wrong in life. Like, I understand English isn't their first language, so I will be giving them the benefit of the doubt here, but just for future reference, the phrase, we all did something wrong in life, so it would be hypocrisy to blame others but not yourself, is not at all applicable to this situation. The wrongdoings of people reasonably calling you out have nothing to do with the situation. Nobody needs to look within themselves and blame themselves for their past mistakes because you fucked up. I mean, I personally, yeah, I've done things wrong in my life, a lot of them, but that doesn't have anything to do with the situation. I don't need to be perfect or flawless to criticize your actions. And I mean, maybe if I dated a minor as an adult, I wouldn't have room to speak, but you know, I haven't actually been an adult for any part of my life yet, and I also haven't dated anyone in years, so that's not exactly on the table, but anyways, yeah, you get the point. However, the main part I want to talk about here is this last line. Me, the victim, and my friends, we're still surviving together in this psychological chaos, and I will rise up to them because nobody will tell me who I really am, only myself can tell that. Kodo by now has cut contact, so I just kind of omitted the part where I criticized them for that, but I'll still say this again. If you ever end up in this situation where you find yourself attracted to minors, and hopefully you don't find yourself there, the first thing you should do is just log off the internet entirely for the safety of everyone around you. It's like in the Kodomadachi situation, continuing to have people who have exhibited and have strongly defended this type of behavior online with a large platform where they can easily reach other vulnerable people is not exactly a great idea, nor is it good for anyone's mental health. My personal advice to Kodo is just take a long break from the internet until you are absolutely sure you're doing better and that this will not happen again, not like a kind of 3-week vacation like what Cosmo pulled. And, you know, anyways, on to the third post. When this information first came out, Kodo had privated all of their videos, but like right in the middle of me writing the script for the third time, they unprivated all of their videos and made another community post, so here we go. I'm gonna try and keep this as short as I can because I've already been talking for quite a while, so here it is. Again, you can pause to read it. It's very long. longest time. But basically, this is just the backstory for the whole deal, and the important thing is that they did say they would break contact with the minor in question, and hopefully by that they mean some form of blocking, seeing as they're still in the server, which without a block really isn't breaking contact because you still have a way to contact them, but whatever. They also had apologized to both them and their parents, which I can totally give them props for, and I do not really have any more commentary for this part. I've been writing and rewriting the script for like 3 days, and I am very tired, so take with this what you will.
Я сейчас бы похавать мяса.
I was kind of really put off by the situation overall, especially with how hard Kodo had defended themselves and what they defended themselves with. And I feel like the best thing, again, for everyone is to just, like I mentioned earlier, for Kodo to just take a long break from the internet. They themselves admitted they need help, and I do want to see them improve, so hopefully they properly seek that help. And I personally feel like continuing to be online would not help anything, seeing as there are so many people, you know, massively disliking you and whatnot. And like I mentioned earlier, potential opportunities for this to happen again, and you know, the internet is just overwhelming as a whole generally, so I do believe that being online will not do much for Kodo's health or potential recovery. I'm not a professional, just my personal experience with the internet and mental health, and I just hope that Kodo can actually, you know, log off and fix any problems they might have, because I don't like people being bad people, you know? I don't want to see someone get worse. It's just, I don't know, man. So yeah, that was today's video. Hopefully you managed to enjoy, and if you want to see any more of my content, feel free to hit like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me if you could help me get to 70k by the end of the year, or if you want to support me off platform. All my social medias are listed in the description down below. I post art there, including whatever speed paint happens to be in the background of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.